The gang got away without firing a shot. The take was over $250,000. It was more money than Frank and Jesse James saw in their lifetimes. Even when the law had the drop on the gang, Karpis and Barker remained untouchable. In a slack time between holdups, the gang turned to kidnapping. The victim was William Ham, president of Ham's Brewing. But unlike bank robbery, kidnapping was a federal crime. The criminal career of Alvin Karpis had taken a deadly turn. With $100,000 in the bag from the Ham kidnapping, the gang got cocky and tried it again. This time, they snatched the president of a St. Paul bank. The take from the job, $200,000 in marked bills. Within a month of the payoff, the feds were on the tail of the gang. J. Edgar Hoover took personal charge of the manhunt. In a change of tactics, he made a deliberate point of elbowing Melvin Purvis aside.
The number one G-man in America, of course, was Melvin Purvis, who brought down Dillinger, who brought down Pretty Boy Floyd, who got, from Hoover's perspective, a little too famous, and so Hoover forced his best agent out of the FBI. Purvis's life went downhill from there, and eventually he committed suicide.
For doing his master's bidding, Melvin Purvis paid the ultimate price. According to Alvin Karpis, Ma Barker played no part in the gang's crimes. When G-men killed Ma and Freddie in a Florida raid, Hoover claimed Ma was the mastermind of the gang. Now on the run, Karpis inherited the title of Public Enemy Number 1. His last job was an act of homage to the old-time outlaws he idolized. Though the payoff was frugal, he was pleased with himself all the same.
I was aching for an exciting heist, and I thought of the great bandits of the Old West, the James brothers, the Dalton boys, and all the rest of them. I'd held up a train in fine style, just like the famous old Western bandits.
Unlike his idols, he used a plane for his getaway. The end was now just a matter of time. When it came, Karpis put up no resistance, fearful that he might end up like Dillinger and Pretty Boy Floyd. It was 1936. With Karpis disarmed, J. Edgar Hoover emerged from his hotel to take credit for the arrest. For his many crimes, but no killings, Alvin Karpis was sentenced to life in prison. For more than 25 years, he was locked up in Alcatraz. No other inmate served more time on the rock. Paroled in 1969, the last of the rural outlaws had spent more than half his life behind bars.
The old rural bandit of the past was gone forever. Technology changed that. Modern methods of law enforcement changed that. And something about the psyche of America changed it too. There was a connection between Pretty Boy Floyd and Jesse James. There was a connection between the escapes of Bonnie and Clyde and the escapes of the Wild Bunch. They were held together as part of a younger, more innocent America. America full of opportunity, full of violence, and full of space. But that was gone after the Second World War. America was changed forever. changed in such fundamental ways that there was no place for the individual outlaw. There would be copycat Bonnie and Clydes throughout the years after the war, and they would be famous for a moment. There would be movies made about them. But they couldn't capture the public's imagination because there wasn't that aura of romance about them. There wasn't that connection to social upheaval that somehow justified their crimes, no matter how vicious they were. It was that loss of the social explanation for crime. It was the loss of the conflicts within society that made their crime somehow acceptable, and then the dramatic changes in technology that brought to an end America's great sort of outlaw era.